Hi, I'm Jacqui, this is Jane and this is Beck, and we're from Harcourts Carrum Downs, and today we're talking about minimum standards and compliance.
The laws were introduced quite some time ago now. There are going to be some changes coming up though. Minimum standards are pretty much just what they say. The minimum standards that most people would expect to find in a house that they live in. Most people would take them for granted, but believe it or not, a lot of houses haven't had these standards in the past. And they're just things like heating, having a kitchen, hot and cold running water, having blinds on all your windows for privacy, that sort of thing. So it's nothing out of the ordinary, but there are some people who haven't provided that to their renters in the past. We have had it legislated for quite a number of years now that smoke alarms have to be checked once every 12 months in all rental properties in Victoria. That legislation came to include checking of all gas and electrical appliances as well back in March 2021.
So the gas and electrical checks need to be done every 2 years by a licensed electrician and a grade A gas fitter. These checks are mandatory, so anything that comes in as non-compliant does need to be rectified straight away and treated as urgent maintenance. So there's a lot more to our role than most people will realise. It's quite complex. We do have a lot of systems set up in the background to make our job a lot easier. A lot of our day-to-day tasks include routine inspections, maintenance, dealing with any sort of incoming issues, compliance. And it's really important when we do our routine inspections that, you know, we're not only looking for maintenance issues, but also checking that the home does meet minimum standards and, you know, come across any safety concerns as well.
We actually have some providers who help us with this. We're not qualified to assess all of those things, but we can advise our rental providers if we're concerned that something does not meet minimum standards. And the big change coming in is that those minimum standards have to be met before a property is even advertised. So whereas as it stands at the moment, if we're aware that there is something that needs addressing in those minimum standards, as long as that's done before a renter moves in, we can have that property ready to go and a renter moving in. Things are going to slow down a little bit in that process after the 25th of November this year, because those minimum standards have to be met prior to the advert going live. And at the moment, the companies that assist us with verifying those reports are already running 3 to 4 weeks out in their bookings.
So the checks are mandatory, there's no way around it, and it's actually a criminal offence to allow a renter to move into a rental property without having the checks done.
There's large fines for owners, which can be over $11,000 per item, and for companies it's over $59,000, so quite large, substantial amount of fines.
And from what we're told, currently Consumer Affairs has a task force ready to go. They're checking advertising already. We know
Going through
you had a call the
properties
other
that are
day from
advertised.
Consumer Affairs questioning something about one of our properties. Yeah. One of Jacqui's renters was concerned that his blinds didn't meet minimum standards. He'd reported it to Consumer Affairs. Consumer Affairs rang Jacqui and she went through the whole thing, had to provide them with photos and explain to them that the blinds did meet minimum standards, what the tenant was actually
he was just concerned
about
the day blinds, but as long as the home had the block-out blinds, which it did, then the home met minimum standards. I'm quite thorough at my routine inspections and I check all this, so I knew when I was questioned that confidently I could answer the questions and the home did meet minimum standards.
I think we're lucky in our office too. We have so many resources and so much training around legislation and all of these updates that we're at an advantage over other agents because we know about changes in advance, so we can plan for them. You speak to people who their agents don't know about it until they actually get fined.